Okay, we're live. Jeez, how can there be messages if we haven't been live yet? Okay.
Well, there's nothing there because maybe it's
No.
because you
gotta hit
turn
the
on.
live button, don't you?
No, it
Oh,
said
it
you're
just
live.
told me you were live, but I'm not.
It's a live feed.
Okay, we have made a test actually, so but just to let you know. But still, this is fairly new for us, so we're just taking the time now, like the 5 minutes until we're officially live, to say hi to a couple of people: Don B and Leslie, Argan, Alel, Tom R or Earl, Liz and Marty, Old Salty Ozo, Pirates of Croatia. Hi everybody. So how's everybody doing? I hope everybody is healthy and safe in these crazy times. Say hello to the round here.
Hi guys.
These are my special guests, and there's Luca back there as well. We have a little furry guest here. And who else is here? Royal, Latina, Sebastian Frubel, Connie Svensson, David from Switzerland. We have a Swiss. You probably know Paladin, I guess. Because everybody knows each other in Switzerland, right? Tommy Smith, hello. Woo, this is going fast. Liz and Marty. There's Manny. Hey, Manny. This is cool. Well, yeah. So I'm just gonna give you a little heads up who's here with me right now. All these people sitting here. So one face you probably know. This is Maria over here. And then I have Paul here from Yerba Buena. And then we also have Maria's dad, who's hiding behind me, Harold. And as I said, our little furry friend, Luca. Greetings from New Zealand. Cool. Virginia, USA. The chat box on slow mode need to be okay. Cool. Thanks, Old Salt. I'm trying to have my moderators work out the chat and like save some of the good questions that you might have. There's Baba Gail. Baba Gail says hi to Maria and Paul and Harold. Hi. Cool.
If you pour them a wine.
Yeah. Is that the stoner glass? Oh no, that's not the stoner. So what time is it?
Okay, so
everybody here yet? Still got 2 minutes to pass. So everybody grab a drink. We have the local beer. This is my favorite one, Panama. Then there's also the Balboa that Paul likes to drink. And then there's Atlas. We don't have any Atlas. We're running a little low on beer, so it's gonna be an issue very soon. Cheers, Panama! Greetings from South Africa. Cool. Kansas. Sicily. Look at this. Michigan. Cool. Oh, sing your toilet paper song. Okay, I know who wrote that. That might be a good one. But from Norway. Cool. Where's Turk? Turk is currently in the States with Maria's mother. Actually, he's not here. Carolina from Curacao. Well, I've been to Curacao last year. That was an interesting experience there. Cool. Kirk and Kathy! Yay! Hello! Cool. Cyprus? Oh, this is so cool. So many people. Thanks everybody for joining. This is really exciting.
36 people.
Okay, so it's 4 o'clock. I hope Sweden. I hope everybody is here that wants to be here. Thanks for joining today. And well, of course, first of all, we want to say that we hope that all of you are healthy and safe and sane, and all of your families and loved ones as well. We know that for many people right now, it's a very hard time, and so the reason for this live chat is first of all to connect with all of you and just to say hi, but also to give you a short update on what has been happening here, at least in the cruising world in Pacific Panama, and to give you a short update on what's been going on in the last couple of months, because video wise I think I left you guys up in like somewhere in Canada, and Canada has actually been last year in fall, so a lot of things have happened since then. But yeah, let's start off maybe with a little very short recap. So after Canada, I went to Curacao, and I had a little accident, as some of you might know. And because of that accident, I had to go back home. But you know, this is a long story, and I want to cut it short. But I'm back on Carl since January,
I don't have no beer no more.
and we buddy boated from Ecuador up to Panama. Why all of this happened, that's you know, I'm gonna explain that some other day maybe. But when we left Colombia, Bahia Solano, the whole corona situation hadn't been as crazy yet. There hasn't been any reported cases yet in Colombia, and there hadn't been any border closings yet. So we left and we stopped at 2 places at the way up, and we didn't have any nets, so we didn't really know. And once we got to Panama, it was pretty much before everything got really crazy, and I think we were one of the last boats that could possibly check in without any crazy trouble. Some of you might know Holly from I think Winded Hippies, her channel. She's a solo sailor too. We met her at when we tried to clear in. She was trying to clear out, and she actually just pulled into the anchorage. So if you don't know her channel, go check it out. She's a pretty funny girl. Yeah, so we came to Panama just before everything got really crazy, and we tried to provision, and we had actually taken a ferry up there because we left the boats in the Pearl Islands. Those are like 40 miles south of Panama, and we is Maria and Joanna on her boat, Joanna, and she's with her dad right now on the boat. So we went up there by ferry, left the boats here, which we thought was very clever. And but we knew that our friend Paul on Yerba Buena was in the city. We knew that if in case the ferry does stop running eventually, he could possibly give us a lift back to our boats, which in the end he had to do. Belgium, look at this, cool. And so yeah, we cleared in. Just before we cleared in, the day before, they had closed everything down, and then when we went back, it was all open again, and took lots of time, but luckily we were able to clear in. And they had just started in Panama to only allow 50 people at the same time into shops, but there was no curfew yet when we were there. And then they closed down the ferry, so we sailed on Yerba Buena down to our boats, which was a great sail. And Paul actually has a YouTube channel too. What's your YouTube channel name?
Yerba Buena.
Yerba Buena.
Yerba Buena.
Okay.
Simple.
So SV
IPL.
Yerba Buena.
Everybody repeat that.
SV Yerba Buena is his channel.
Yerba
Buena.
And I don't smoke that stuff. Huh?
And yeah, he's done 2 videos about our time here in Panama and like our passage down here. So check that out if you want to. If you've been missing our faces. And so we sailed back down here, and the situation here in Pacific Panama is a little different than on the Caribbean side. On the Caribbean side, as far as I understand, people are not allowed to move their boats anymore. We are still allowed to move our boats here in the Pacific, touch wood. Only to uninhabited islands, like we're not allowed to go on land, but we can at least, yeah, we are practicing social distancing for sure. So we're not allowed to go on any islands with people. The 3 of us, the 3 boats of us, the 4 of us, we have been, yeah, and
Social distancing.
we have been
No social distancing.
without any outside contact since a month now, I think. So luckily we can meet with each other, which really helps because, you know, we can still go and do our usual stuff. Panama has been really good about the whole corona situation. They have eventually created a very intense curfew because we're not a news channel, so all of this is like, you know, just how we have perceived it. So they have their medical situation can't deal with a massive outbreak, so they have been closing Panama down immensely. Like there's no flights in and out, nobody is allowed in and out, obviously, but people are only allowed to go out an hour a day, and then specifically the last digit on your passport number would tell you which hour a day you can actually go out. And then interesting is that females and males are allowed on separate days. Why that is, I'm not sure. they said something about
So we
violation
don't
at
fight,
home.
you know.
I think it's,
And also there's no alcohol being sold, so that's a bit intense. Yeah,
No
you know,
street fights.
to make sure that
Females
there's
and
no
males and
fights.
separated.
at home.
So-
it's
But
definitely,
the Panamanians are really happy with their president. From what we've
Yeah.
heard, everybody's happy about or not everybody, obviously, but they're saying, you know, he's made a lot of public announcement, and people feel that
He's on
the
every
situation
night.
is being
Yeah.
taken care of, and so yeah, we're for us. I mean, those of you who are cruisers, I guess.
you might be
For us, the situation is similar as usual. We're used to isolation, and we're used to provision for a while. We don't have any toilet paper issues. We can always go into the big floating toilet, I guess. And luckily, we're healthy, and we're trying to keep ourselves sane as usual. We've been doing a lot of stuff. Harold has been doing some really cool stuff. He's been, do you want to show what you've been doing?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, this one's here.
So
This
What
is
you're
the
looking
good
for?
one.
this
Yeah,
is like
the good one.
recycled from wine
beach?
bottles.
And the
Yeah.
beach.
So and like beach rope.
And the glasses themselves are from the beach.
You need to start brewing your own beer. Yes, we do need to
This,
start brewing our own
this
beer.
is a glass that Harold made for me. He said it's for drinking people that want to get stoned. So he put some stones underneath.
It's the stoner
Remember,
glass.
he doesn't smoke.
Oh, and this is these are the bottles that Harold also made. You can order them soon. No. Harold actually made this one for my birthday. Now you know how old I am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I did. You said 30 plus. So it's all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, he is a very talented craftsman. You should see his bank on Jana. It's crazy. It's like it's full of stuff like that. Oh,
Spoon's
We're
coming.
making spoons for Nikke so she
Yeah.
can start to
I can start spooning.
spooning. So
I don't
yeah.
know if that sounds right.
We've been making a lot of music. It's not for the public. It's not very good, but we're having a lot of fun with it. So
We do have a social distancing apparatus though.
moin, die Sonnensegler sind auch an Bord. Hallo. So, yeah.
Go on, do
So
that.
that's
It's gonna be too
basically
loud.
what we've been doing. Those of you who know about my injury, I'm doing pretty good. I'm recovering pretty well, and I had a first solo sail the other day. I had a little motor journey too. So slowly grooving back into the solo mode.
Yeah, the guys are pretty lucky to be stuck with us, aren't they?
So somebody just said someone should spoon Nikke. So I don't know.
Great.
I've
Yeah.
been stuck with this one since I was
Uh-huh.
born, so.
With this fish.
No! Jeez! My
I'm still
dad
pick-
there!
I'm still picking up the toys after the kids. It's been planning.
Oh, jeez! You don't tell them about all the toys.
39. Yeah. Yeah. 39. Oh, 39. God, you're so sweet. Thank you. So, not that
We should ask,
spooning,
is
Maria.
the feet okay?
Not
Yeah?
that spooning. They're not
Oh,
talking
no,
about
I
that
know,
spooning.
I know.
Yeah.
I
You
was making
get your
sure-
head out of the gutter. They're trying to tell
Why is everybody telling me that what?
you.
That might have been an old, she's reading old messages. I'm getting them.
Oh,
I let that one
okay.
pass.
Okay, so sing something for us. No, that's not. Actually, no, I'm not gonna tell you.
Well, should I have been reading out some of these? It's pretty good.
No. We're not drunk yet. We only had 2 beers.
So
Oh,
some,
the
some-
dog's name is Luca.
Exactly.
Oh,
Somebody was
oh,
asking
yeah.
for that. So
Yeah, did I not say that? Oh no. Oh yeah,
we forgot Captain Luca. So
we did.
Captain Luca.
He's the admiral. Luca is the admiral.
yeah,
Actually.
because he doesn't do nothing. So it's just yeah. So I'm first mate.
He's a very cute little dog.
Bong. Where's the bong? I don't see it. He's talking about the
Oh, for the
bong.
stoners maybe? I don't know. The bong?
I don't know.
What's a bong? We don't know.
I don't know. We don't know what the bong is.
Alrighty.
Maybe think we should have a
So,
ball.
Oh,
What are the
maybe we should have a
plans?
bong.
Yeah.
What are the plans moving forward?
So
Right now everything is kind of on hold, I suppose, because not a lot of borders are open,
No,
and
Oh.
because of my foot injury,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not really on
So
top
you
of my
might-
shit yet. I
that's
mean,
it.
I can do like fair weather sails, that's okay. But if the shit hits the fan, then I don't think I'm comfortable yet to be solo sailing. And since there's no possibilities of getting crew or going really anywhere right now, we're just kind of hanging out here and having a good time.
So video is a bit grainy. Maybe you need to lift the reception up.
The video is grainy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have Jamaica.
Give us a
on there,
holler what's
so.
happening because we're trying. Obviously, you see, I'm not a YouTuber, so I don't really know how the half of it works. But just give it a mention that nothing's working. We'll try to fix whatever we need.
Oh, yeah.
But now we're
our reception might be bad every once in a while. So what's the limit of staying in Panama? Somebody asked. The visa you usually get 90 days on arrival. There's a mariner's visa that you can purchase. It's a year. And then your boat, you usually have a cruising permit for a year, but you can renew the cruising permit, as far as I know, as long as you want to, as long as you pay. Except for in contrary to Ecuador, where they kicked me out, which is why I had to go back and move the boat. How's Carl's condition, please? Carl is actually doing pretty good. He's afloat, which is great. I haven't had any major issues in a while. Yeah.
How worn down this is.
So yeah, no, he's good. What kind of beer are we drinking? We're drinking
Panama Light.
Panama.
Balboa.
Balboa. and
Video's good, but the flap and hail, it is a pain. That's not a halyard, that's
Vitamin
actually
C.
the boats behind us
Yeah, that's
that
the
you
boats.
hear. It's the boat park behind us flapping on the waves.
Kayak.
How's the plastic works going? Good. We've worked on the shredder. We've tried to. Maybe Maria can explain what we did with the shredder.
We took a 2,500 pound winch that you would put on the front of your car, and we decided to weld it to the shaft because it's surprisingly incredibly hard to turn and grind plastic. I mean, obviously plastic is supposed to be lasting forever, so even us trying to grind it did not work out well. But we put the winch along it and we welded it up. But we have some fine tuning.
Yeah,
that
we
we
still
have
have
to
some
do.
fine tuning with the
Yeah.
shredder. This is
We're
our
getting there.
plastic beach plastic recycling project that somebody was asking about, and we also
We want to do it not electrically. Or
yeah usually works with the
manually
motor,
would be
but
nice,
we're trying to do it like off grid, like manually. But
Yeah.
it's we had to be a little inventive about it. It's not quite going yet, but we're working on it.
There's lots of people want to know what happened to your heel. Actually, there's lots of them. that-
What happened to my heel?
beer. We're eating beer.
I had an accident kite surfing in Curacao, well actually in Las Rocas, Venezuela, last year, and I fell from the air down onto very shallow water, and I scattered my heel bone in like tons of little tiny fractions, and I had a massive surgery, and I had to be in bed for 3 months and wasn't allowed to do anything. So yeah, and it's apparently one of the worst breaks that you can have. I didn't believe it myself, but now this has been 7 months ago, and I'm still still not totally recovered yet. So it's
What are they asking you?
She's answering some of them.
sounds painful. Yeah. South Africa,
Okay,
22
yeah.
lockdown. Wow. I hope you guys are. If you're in lockdown 22 days, I hope you're still somewhat.
Are you
sane.
allowed to have a bra at least? Jeez.
What a bra? Oh, they're in South Africa.
That is a bra.
Yeah.
Have a bra at least.
Oh no, I didn't sail from Alaska down south. I was crewing on somebody else's boat in Alaska. So Carl was down in Ecuador all the time. Hello from Finland. So well, this is getting funny. Okay, well, was there any other good
You have
questions?
to pardon us looking at all our devices because we're trying to collect the
Yeah.
questions for you.
So this is we're trying to multitask, talking and answering at the same
I'm
time.
not technically well.
So how do you guys get fresh food now? So
Yeah, well, we've
Can't
been
talk about
experimenting
that.
a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe Paul can tell you a little bit about
Does
our.
anybody have any plantain recipes?
Yeah, because maybe you can grab our special.
Dad.
We have been working on a lot
Show
of
those up.
these crazy guys. Paul can
Yeah.
tell you some of our favorite recipes.
They're not bananas.
No,
not bananas, plantains. You
Dad,
can.
I caught Dad trying to eat them on the back deck.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
"Click, click."
Yeah. No, we get them, like we have one island where we can go and just find some. I don't know who they belong to, but we just can go and find them. That's pretty cool. And then there is fishermen here that come by and they bring us these plantains and we use them green, and then when they get yellow, they get sweet. So we make all kind of different things. Like we made, like Nikke made a lasagna that was
No,
just,
that was Maria. She did a lasagna.
okay, I wanted to say, Maria did a lasagna that was absolutely fantastic. Instead of pasta, she used sliced
Pastelon, I think it's called. Pastelon. It's like a Puerto Rican dish.
and that was really, really fantastic. Then the
And
next
you
thing
made
we
the
did,
donuts, right?
yeah, we made some like Timbits. The Canadians know what that is. Like it's like donuts.
Oh,
That
there's
worked,
Matthias. die Blumen.
that worked out really good. And
Matthias
Nikke
said
made
he
some
did
flatbread out of it. And then there was
Gnocchi. We made gnocchi. That was pretty good.
That is super cool. Like that's a super recipe.
Hmm.
Like, and that's really easy to do. I think if you ask her, she will probably tell you how to do that. So, and there was more
You
that we
did
did.
the
so
you did the cake.
I made a cake.
You
right,
made a
so-
cake, and you
yeah.
made the what else did you make? Oh, you made Berlinas, the little like kind of like donut
Oh,
thing.
that's right. Made Berliners, and then we plumped them up with jam, and the girls liked it, and he wanted to have more.
good.
So
I made kartoffelpuffer, like plantain
Kartoffelpuffer.
puffer. this morning, I don't know.
Dad had applesauce
it's
for
endless.
the other
Like
day.
we love this product. You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
use so many
There's so much you can
things.
do with it.
We don't have to go
Chili
to the store no
fries.
more. So
Timbits, that's right.
Killing
Canada,
any fish?
Timbits.
Yeah, Kirk. Of course we're killing
Got
fish.
it.
But it's a
Except-
good topic that you're talking about because we had to realize that we suck, really massively suck at fishing from the dinghy or from the boat when the boat is not moving with like poles or lines.
we do.
We do. We suck. Like seriously suck. I don't know how much fuel we've wasted trying
I,
that.
I
The
caught
locals
one.
do it all the
I
time.
caught one.
I'm just not so good.
You caught the
I suck.
you caught the catfish kind of thing.
The cat
I
singer
caught a
that
ray, but
had
we
to
didn't
throw
really know
away,
how to
so-
kill it, so we let it loose. But then we went under the water and
That was cool.
We went back to our natural state.
we're better at spearfishing than trawling.
We all went spearfishing, and the girls they got each 2 fish, and I got nothing. So
We need Kathy the masturbator. Inside joke. Kathy.
so. But the main thing is, you see, we're having lots of fun.
Yeah, gotta learn how to
Nothing
jig the
fun.
line. Yeah, we tried that. My first grill fish, yeah, I remember that too. That was funny. Maria was there to witness it. Witness it.
Which one?
Like my tiny little squirrel fish. That was my first thing that I shot. It's like red snapper, right? And they're like, nah, not
No,
quite.
quite.
Red snapper with very scared
Why
eyes.
did they eject you from Ecuador? Oh, I had to leave Ecuador because the boat is only allowed to stay in the country for a year, and the year had expired. So the marina contacted me, and I was still in recovery from my foot. I was actually supposed to stay another 2 months or something and do more physio, but they had written me if I don't go out, it was a ridiculous amount of money of a fine I had to pay per day. I don't know, what was it like? I don't know,
300 bucks.
300 or 500 bucks a day or something like
Yeah.
that. So,
crazy.
and Maria, funnily enough, Joanna had to leave at the same time, and so we just went there and had the craziest accents with
We got the hell out of Dodge.
in the dark, massive waves.
Oh, it was insane.
It was insane.
I think it's the first. I mean, I thought it was back in Nova Scotia with the size of the swell that we broke through. I mean,
It's
was
this
literally-
river entrance, and you have to go with a special tide. And Maria, because Joanna has such a big job, we had to go on the moon tide, and the waves were insane. We had to go at like in the dark, and Carl was going first to check out the depths in case anything happens, and then we just went out, and there was this massive breaking waves coming towards us, and the boats were going shra boom, shra boom, water everywhere, and yeah, and that's after the boats had been sitting for a long time. So
almost 6 months. Yeah, I figured I was doing a lot of bottom cleaning and busting at the same time.
Hey Jeff, when are we coming back to Cayman? Well, wrong ocean for now. So, but otherwise, shall I show you my foot? Okay.
You could have seen her dance the other night.
Oh, that was
Here's
cool.
my
so-
foot. It looks pretty
up,
good.
feet up, everybody.
Here here, this is, you can see this
Oh,
is
that one's nice.
this is the scar, and it's still a hole here, which is really weird after 7 months. But it's not that swollen anymore, so it's actually doing pretty good. If I had known this, I would have shaved my legs, obviously, if I had I had to show you my legs. It's alright.
Well,
Getting better every day.
some people
Who was
ask
had
what
the foot fetish?
what the comfort food and drinks is. So Panama actually has stopped selling alcohol.
Okay.
Oh,
Can I repeat my face?
Pink and black.
As in beer is allowed, but the booze itself is not necessarily allowed. So if anybody has a drone, one of those amazing ones that go long distances that could drop us some, extra supplies. Food, as you hear, we
Beer.
plantains and beer.
Beer.
and if anybody can remember the ingredients for making coconut rum.
Oh
we
yeah,
would
coconut
appreciate
rum,
it.
yeah.
Yes. yes,
Yeah, they
yes,
stopped
yes,
selling
yes.
alcohol. They do
Coconut
that for
rum.
elections as well, and they do it now
I
because
saw
of
some
Corona.
people from the South Tennessee area. You might know how to do the moonshine a bit better. Maybe
Yeah,
send us in
so-
some comments
Can
on
you-
all the old-fashioned
Is there a way to make schnapps out of plantains?
plantains. Or, yeah,
You
schnapps
see,
and
we're desperate,
coconut.
We're working on the potato
luckily,
wine.
it's gonna be mango season very soon, so we think that we can probably make something like ferment the mangoes and make like mango wine or something. So, yeah, exactly. And just some sugar and yeast. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Cool.
We're gonna make the bread out of the beer because we'll run out of yeast.
Atticas are on the other side, I think, in Bocas del Toro. But right now, well, the canal is actually back open. They had closed it down for vessels below 65 feet, but now it's back open with some particular rules that you have to be 3 boats and have to have like 7 line handers or something between the 3 boats or something like that. Booze from plantains. That's gonna be our next thing. Hey, Uncle Mue, hi. Alrighty, do you have to stop running drugs? Yeah, probably soon.
Stop running.
Whatever that covenant's running.
Were we running them?
I get maybe that's what people
We've
think
been
because
searched
we're always
many
in there.
times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when
We
we
did
when we
actually,
sailed
yeah,
up, it was
yeah.
insane. Maybe you guys want to tell the story what happened on the way up.
Well, in the middle of the night, we saw this light
But
screaming
where
across
were we?
the
You have to
bay.
say where we were.
We're in Colombia.
Yeah.
And Nika and Carl were first attacked by this light. And
Not
then, it,
attacked. I mean, as in.
and then it decided to attack us, for which I, of course, in my defense mode, grabbed a hold of our ready supplier and warned them,
Yeah.
which of course the captain gave me proper shit for doing, because of course it was not, we didn't know who it was. And I was trying to say, who are you? What do you want? They had the one light on, no red lights, no blue lights.
No
Well, it
radio
turned out
communication.
afterwards they couldn't find the switch to turn the lights on.
The radio wasn't really necessarily working, but we are happy that the Colombian Coast Guard does scan the coast very well.
Yeah, yeah.
We
So
have
eventually
affirmed this.
they boarded us.
They do a
and,
clean job, believe me, and they got the most charming dog who sniffs out everything.
Yeah.
But it was a bit intense, like they came on, we didn't know, like they came full speed with the light, we were on the radio, I was saying, identify yourself, are you Coast Guard, and they didn't answer, and then all of a sudden they're like alongside and want to board you, and then they said to me, ¿No tienes miedo? ¿No tienes miedo aquí solas? And we're like, well, aren't you afraid if you're out here traveling the coast? We're like, well, actually, usually we're not that scared, but if we see like a massive searchlight coming, like scanning us, and then a boat like super fastly coming towards us, then we might be a little scared, especially if they don't have any radio communications, because you would think that the Coast Guard would have radio communications. So yes, we were a little scared of you guys. No, but seriously, I mean, they're doing a good job and they're scanning the coast, and it's great that they do check the vessels going by.
Oh, for sure.
So,
But it was good. They
was-
prepped us up on our piracy possibilities and thought. It wasn't that there was any, but I think we did well in our interaction. And we do buddy boat very close, more than some possibly. We never leave a radio distance range. We had an incident when we were coming up where we did leave radio distance range, so we got a bit nervous and we scared ourselves. So we decided the next round that we would.
We're not going to do that.
Communications is always good, you know?
Yeah.
And we tried to, and then we said if we do lose radio communications, we would set up like light signals and stuff.
And we did set up like signals to talk with
And
each
if you
other.
wonder why lights would be more visible than the radio distance, then that's because our radios are not working so well right now.
Yeah, we had an issue
Thailand, look
with
at
the
this.
radios.
Where did you clean the bottom of Carl in Bahia? I just went to the flats there. There's like a little sandbar in the middle where you can just sit and then dry fall. It's pretty easy. Maria, have you had to threaten Nika with spanking discipline for next exercise for a foot as much as she is supposed to?
No, I just hold rations back.
No bacon, no bacon.
No bacon for you.
Have we been keeping up with the chaff crew? We're in contact every now and then. Yeah, we talk on WhatsApp or Messenger and whatnot.
She's a bit busy with dust in her face.
She is, yeah.
As we've all been.
Yeah, it is exactly. It's a Kalkania's Norbad.
Istanbul. Wow, that's far.
Yeah, it's pretty cool where people are coming from. It's awesome. It's another one from Sicily.
Hello, the Steiger family.
We definitely have to talk to Kirk. Like he knows how to make schnapps out of plantains.
Oh, I get his number.
Yeah, I got it. Good.
Just this morning I was in Canada. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why it's. Yeah, I thought maybe it's good to give you an update of real time what's happening because I'm obviously not in Canada since a long time anymore. Carl's fuel, engine, and electrical is well, actually electrical. That's basically the only issue right now with Carl, or the main issue. Well, I need new anti-fouling, but that's a different story. I have to scrape the hull every now and then. But my batteries, they're in a fairly bad condition. I mean, I bought them 7 years ago now. They're AGM. I have like 300 amp hours, I think.
Right in here.
But right now, it's the batteries are pretty dead, and I even have to switch off the fridge at night. Yeah, very sad.
That's
I know. Very sad. Very sad.
Barry? How
Barry,
you doing,
really?
man?
That's so cool. Where is he?
Hanging out up there.
he was on
New
before.
Zealand, right?
Yeah.
He was on before already. So yeah,
She's doing a lot better than we are.
yeah.
Oh no, maybe they're thinking that your dad is Barry.
No, Barry, I see him. He said hi. Benja's a little old sea dog.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so they're just
Barry was
answering.
on
Oh,
before,
they're
so-
answering to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're all
Adventures
delayed. Even
of
when
an
we
Old
talk
Sea
to each
Dog,
other, we're
so-
delayed.
And we're still trying to figure this thing out. So this is really just like to try it out and to,
Yeah.
see
Are
how
you going
it's-
to switch to lithium?
lithium? I don't know. I guess if I haven't read up on it enough, but if I do change to lithium, I think I need to change also on my my
Carl.
charger, my Carl.
Them there
I get
fighting
hit all the
words.
time. Don't worry, I get
And
hit
then
all
we
the
had
time.
to switch off the live feed because we had to have a small battle here. No, I don't know yet.
But the best ones are graphene batteries, which nobody uses yet.
Oh, there you go.
We'll
You
get
don't
into
even
that.
have to recharge them. They'll last 100 years.
Oh, that's the right battery for me then.
Battery of no battery.
All right. So, are there any more questions that we can?
We did a few.
Answer?
People were asking about Joanna chartering. It's sort of unknown at the moment, obviously, with the times and the of things. But obviously, always
The door opens.
the door when the door opens, when the hatches open up and say this is the time, she will be. So I love everybody who's written me and asking me questions about it. At times, I have a hard time writing back just due to places and internet and things. But yes, in the near future, I hope. Fingers crossed. We never know, but God permitting and winds follow. We'll see how it goes. Please do keep writing though. I enjoy your posts.
Why are you pushing on my beer?
What? Oh, here, Maria. They want to know how you ended up getting Joanna.
How did I end up getting her? Originally, my friend Kathy and I, there's two owners in Joanna, and we had sailed on a ship together that was back in the day, an old tall ship. My father was always instigating over here to say, oh, this is a boat. He'd always send pictures of boats and boats. So originally, my father actually found Joanna for us, sitting away in Prince Edward Island. She's up in the heart, and oddly enough, she sat there long enough that the Coast Guard built a station around her. So she was protected by the old Canadian Coast Guard, and we collected her, and thank God to the government of Canada, due to the Coast Guard, they helped us get her afloat. Long story. But in a way, that was sort of a creation of hoping to go sailing one day, and we did.
Somebody asked, Pia asked if we're allowed to leave the country. You
Yeah.
can still leave the country by boat. You can check in and out. If you check in, you're being quarantined for 14 days. What I've heard is that you need to use an agent now because they closed down all the offices because they're not working anymore. So I've read, this is not first-hand information, but I read it on one of the Panama Cruises Facebook groups that you have to pay an agent like $500 or something, and it takes 3 weeks, and then you can somehow clear out of the country because everything is kind of like on hold and takes a long time. But you are able to clear out. The question is just where are you going to go, as in, you know. So right now we're in the Las Perlas Islands, like 40 miles south of Panama, and it's packed. There's so many boats here. Usually, I mean, we've been here many times, as you know. Panama is my second home.
Nice.
But usually there's not so many people here, and now there's so many boats. We're 8 boats right now in this anchorage because everybody that has cleared out then decided to stay because French Polynesia had closed down the border. So
The president of Mexico says he's not going to open up until the end of May.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. All the countries are closing, or have closed, obviously. But
Well,
you know what? Panama has
Why
been
would you
amazing.
go? Why
is a
would you go
beautiful
somewhere?
country.
It's so beautiful here right now.
Panama is a beautiful country. They've
That's
done
right.
incredibly well with this whole process, I believe, anyways.
how's the cruising compared between Atlantic and the Pacific side of Panama?
Yeah.
Bog Splash wants to know. So, I mean, for Corona right now, the Caribbean coast is blocked,
Yeah, from
and
Canada.
we're still able to move. But in general,
Oh, yeah,
I
they
guess
asked for everybody to
the
spend, so-
Caribbean side, the water is much clearer. There's more marinas, cheaper haulouts, and maybe a bit more like villages on the
The
like.
difference between the two.
Yeah, and then the Pacific side is a bit more wild, I guess. There's not as many sandy beaches. There's obviously more tidal
It's a deeper ocean.
changes.
Yeah.
It's a deeper ocean.
Yeah,
than the
deeper
Caribbean.
ocean, deeper anchorages. Some of them more unprotected, but there is actually. We just talked about it today. How many anchorages there are here? Oh,
Well, the
maybe-
country of Panama itself is amazing for cruising.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
has, on both sides, is a lot of places.
This is our Bible. If you have been cruising Panama, Eric Bauhaus, he did this. And
You see the lovely care of it.
the lovely, it's been used quite a bit. So this is where we are right now in the Pearl Islands. Yeah, and there's a lot of anchorages. I mean, and there a lot of them are very protected. My mom's gonna love this, but I'm gonna tell you, right now we're here. Don't tell people where you are. But tomorrow we're going somewhere where you don't know where we're going. So, and until then, you won't be able to catch us. So that's where we are in Viveros. See, there's actually no anchor sign. And we're being very wild.
There is no hurricane season in Panama, so to speak. It avoids hurricanes, someone was asking.
Yeah, there was that one.
We have
there was
we
that
had
one
one
that
rare
came-
tropical
yeah.
storm, I think, that came through. But it does not that it doesn't get weather, but it gets a certain amount of weather that comes from the Colombian coast. More of anything.
Storms, lightning storms.
Lightning storm. Lightning is a factor. Have a Faro box like I do. Steel boat always works. Or just be prepared to hold your britches and not step on.
Put everything into the fridge that is of.
It isn't so poor. Bad, rather.
No, it's not.
But we do get
He's not on the metal clump, but Maria and I are. Yeah, we're back on. Yeah, you.
Here's not metal, it's aluminum. That's
Actual
like a
can.
Coke can.
What? You're being like very provocative. I have the feeling.
Let's have a beer. I don't have one, you have your feet on it, so.
She's dirty
The
to
live
beer.
feet. The live feet.
Live feet!
So, no, we have all kind of boats, right? All 3 kinds.
So, are there any issues on Carl? Yeah, no, I've said the only real big issue right now is that he has bad batteries, but apart from that, he's doing pretty good. He's doing pretty good.
We all love the dog.
Yeah, Luca, I mean, it's good that he's a sucker for like affection and stuff because we all like take him and cuddle and
Oh, and
He loves it.
where is everybody from?
Nikki only calls him Luca now because you asked. Because otherwise she always calls
Here's
him
me,
Teddy.
here.
Hi Teddy. Hi Teddy.
look
Come
like
here,
a little
Teddy.
teddy
So-
bear.
People are wondering where everybody's nationality.
Oh yeah.
Where are you from, Dad?
Nova Scotia.
That would be Canada.
Well, it's close to Canada.
Yeah, yes.
Switzerland.
Whoa.
Kind of.
Oh,
Germany. Hello.
Here.
Let's see.
Same. Let's see.
How does it go back home? So I think we probably should have.
No, this is not Nicker's dog. This is.
No, this is not my dog. This is Palad's dog. No. Yeah, somebody had wondered if I had actually
She
finally
just
gotten a
borrows
dog.
it all the time. So.
But Luca, and I mean, you probably know Nico, Maria's dog, who unfortunately isn't with us anymore. But Nico and Luca both have shown me that maybe I should be getting a dog.
Well, if she's not with us anymore, you better tell her to get off my bunk.
Yeah.
She was
The
there
dog's
last night.
stealing
Yeah.
the show now.
Well,
definitely is
as
a
in her
spirit.
body is in spirit, she's
Luca.
always with us. Hey, little Teddy.
we have a
He can
standing.
dance too. So.
Oh yeah.
You want to see that? We have no music, but we can dance.
Yeah, the dancer. Yeah, ho, ho.
He loves it.
How many batteries does Kyle have? He has got 2 AGM batteries for now, and they're both 150 amp hours each. So I have 300 amp hours in total. So
Dave Westergaard, yeah, we know Dave Westergaard. Fellow from Nova Scotia. Does he know Dave Westergaard?
Mhm.
Yes, we
There's
do.
lots of people want to know where you're going next. So.
where I'm gonna
that's
go
in Lunenburg
next?
he builds
Where I'm gonna go next? Well, I don't know where I'm gonna go next. As I said, for now, well, for now there's not really many borders open, and I'm still working on my foot to recover, to make sure that I'm able to be safe and sound on the boat. And then I have different ideas of either going west or south. We'll see. We'll see what it will bring. So right now, we're just hanging, enjoying.
Yeah.
Actually, it's really nice. I mean, it's been a big change for me. I haven't been filming since January, so I'm really just having a lot of time, and
She now is living on a boat rather than cruising on a boat. There is a difference.
there is a difference. I've been just doing a lot of things that I haven't been giving myself time to be doing before, so that's really nice. Yeah, it's a different approach right now.
I love it.
The best part is not to have a plan. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
They want to
that's
know
it,
if you've
that's
ever
it.
been to Valleyfield. Have you ever been to Valleyfield?
Valleyfield? No.
Yeah. No, he hasn't.
Valleyfield, what are we talking here?
Somebody says videos from BC are awesome. Thank you. I really enjoyed filming there. It was beautiful, and it was so different to being crew rather than being responsible. And thank you, John and Shelley, for that great opportunity. It showed me a lot. Also, being crew on somebody else's boat like that, and just to be able to focus more on the filming.
There's somebody who wants to know if you ever have been in Valleyfield.
Yeah,
Rainy season is gonna start soon, or is starting in May, more or less.
It's slowly ticking in. I think.
Oh, it's getting choppy. Okay.
I know it's getting choppy, right?
Yeah,
The
somebody
waves, it's
always
getting kind of
said that,
windy.
so-
The wind's picking up. We're getting about 10 knots, 13
We have
maybe now.
LTE, so it should be okay.
Oh,
but-
if there is a rain season, Pia wants to know. So,
Yeah, I already said that.
yeah. I didn't pay attention.
Maybe she doesn't smoke.
Keep up the batteries top. Yeah, I do have solar. I don't have wind power, but the solar usually used to be enough. I have 240 watts solar panels, but they're not enough right now to keep it going. Am I still afraid of flying on on small planes? Yeah, well, they're kind of scary.
It's kind of pretty.
I mean, if they can just glide, then that's okay. But if not, when did a boat to live on come into my mind? I guess around my teens, sometime around my teens, I was on a charter boat with my parents and somewhere in the Med, and there was this boat next to us that was completely covered like in like flower pots and solar panels and lots of like knick-knack and whatnot, and our boat was completely clean charter boat. And I asked my dad, and I said, well, why does this boat look so different than ours? And he said, well, those people are living on the boat, you know, they're like, they're sea gypsies or sea vagabonds or liveaboards or whatever, and they travel the world on the boat. And I thought that sounded pretty amazing. I was like, wow, you can do that? That's possible? And I said, well, you know, whenever I grow up or not, then I might want to try that. How is my sister? She's back home. She's still working, and yeah, they're, you know, in Germany. There's no curfew right now, but they're told to be, you know, everybody voluntarily stays at home. So yeah, she's quarantined together with her husband, and or not quarantined, but in, how do you say, like in well, doing self quarantine, I guess.
Social distancing.
It's kind of funny
Social
that you use the
distancing,
word
yeah.
quarantine, since quarantine means the sick.
Yeah, I know, but as in like self isolation, I
Yeah.
guess would be the right word. There are more adventures with Maria coming up, like for sure. We're gonna have more adventures.
Oh, we'll see, I guess.
We're here now.
We're here. Day by day. Take it day by day.
Quite an adventure, I think. So.
Yes.
All written in the tide.
Oh, how did I get to know Maria?
That's your story.
That's my
Oh.
story.
You can do it.
So,
I need a beer for this.
what's his name? Maybe we should have a cap full. I think it's
Oh,
time
yeah,
for
we
a
should
cap
have a
full.
cap
It's time for a cap
There
full
is
for
cap
this
for
story.
this.
The bottle's changed. We
but
don't
there
even
is
have
no
a
cap.
cap.
Well, I'm
We
sure
don't
we
have
can
a
find a
cap.
cap. There's some more whiskey down in the bill with a cap, maybe.
So I have to go and find the
So
whiskey.
somebody wanted to know how Maria and I met. What's his name?
There's this girl who's walking down the beach. Hi!
No, that's a
Let's
bit
cut
bigger.
work.
That's a bit bigger of a
Show
cup,
that
maybe.
maybe so.
I thought it was just here. Oh, she put things away.
Hey, what's our friend's name? The
I'll just give you this one.
Maria, help me.
Which one?
The guy that brought us together, basically, that solo sailor that's now married to the.
Frank?
No, he lives in Colombia.
Oh.
Well, anyways, there is another solo sailor in.
James?
Yeah, James. That's it. Thank you. So, yeah, Kirk. Thank you, James. Yeah, there you go.
I got the cap.
Huh? Oh my God, that's a big caveat. Yeah. So James. So I was anchored in Green Island, I think, with James. This was probably just when I had gotten out of yard work and stuff with Carl. So I was into my whole journey with Carl, like a bit, like maybe 9 months or something. And so I met James, and he told me, oh, you gotta meet these girls, Kathy and Maria, on the boat Joanna. It's like a party boat, you know, it's so great. It's always like great parties and drinks and blah, 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 and this and that. I'm gonna head over there tomorrow, and don't you wanna join? I'm like, well, sure, why not? And then we took off, and they were anchored in Disney Dupe, which I don't really know what the real name is, but it's a beautiful island in San Blas. And we got there, and there was another boat. Iron Pharaoh was there, I think.
She's can't disturb her now.
But wasn't that? Yeah, Iron Pharaoh. That was the one with the citronella. So there was another friends of them, Iron Pharaoh, that was there, and we had beach fire at the night, and that's how we met. There is lobsters and fish and whatnot, and Nico was there, and that's how I met Maria and Kathy. Nico sat below my hammock, and we totally connected, and Maria and I connected too. So since then we've been soulmates and been traveling together.
I found the biggest cap we could.
That's why I like having her
Oh,
around.
here's part of the La Pointe line.
Yes, that was part of
So yeah, that's how we
in
met.
action.
Oh, we should.
What's that mean, Maria? Safe from Nika's paths on the hikes. No, Maria's never safe from these German hikes. Never.
think. Sorry, she has to take a minute to.
Is this from the oil?
No,
Don't
no,
ask
no, no,
questions,
no,
just
no,
drink.
no, just. We're doing good. We're doing good. Don't worry.
Dad, you
It's
want
smooth.
your
Yeah, that's the oil cap.
See,
Yeah.
that's why it's
Juice in
smooth.
that one?
It's so smooth.
What's the overall length of
Salute.
Carl and how does he handle rough weather? His overall length is 37 feet.
Right,
It's
huh?
against the rules if you
Never
pour your
pour
own
yourself
cap.
one.
Never pour your own cap. What about Carl?
Carl needs one for sure. Yeah, Carl is 37 foot and does he can handle harsh weather pretty well, I'd say. He has a really high freeboard. It's very stable. And
One for Carl.
one for Carl.
One for the ocean.
Oh, Kathy says, Capo! Capo, Kathy, and
That's
Kurt!
a whole bottle for you about now.
Somebody says they love you. Don't ask questions, just drink. Bob
That's
Adams
it.
says he loves you. We're drinking beer, and this is no, what is it? Abuelo? Rum.
Abuela.
Abuela.
Yeah.
Abuelo rum.
Always enjoy your grandfather.
Whoa, there's lots of writing on it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I
So
can't read that. Pick up it.
where did I learn to speak Spanish? I went to Spain after finishing school. I went to language school for 3 months in Sevilla and 3 months in Salamanca. And then whilst I was studying, I took some time off studying and went to Ecuador to live there. And it was so good. And that's where I learned Spanish. And I mean, I've been in this area for 7 years now, so I have a lot of
I never seen it.
I have a lot of chances to practice.
What do you expect?
Have we been sailing in Europe? Anybody has been sailing in Europe?
I think
Yes,
our
yes.
boats have. I think he's been.
Yeah. From Valencia to Gibraltar.
Not with my boat, no.
I've only sailed on charter
Yeah,
boats, like in the Med, in Greece and Turkey. I sailed the Northern Sea and the Baltic Sea, like Sweden and Denmark.
Hi, Brandon.
So yeah, a little bit, I guess. The Balearic Islands and the Med. Ah, Wood is there too. Hey.
Who's that?
Wood, he's been a charter guest of ours. Been
All the
on
people
okay.
we've forgotten. Hello.
How many
good.
languages do I speak?
I know, see.
German, I'm pretty fluent. English,
Anna,
Spanish, and French.
A lot of our
Marley.
Should
families
learn
won't
another.
say anything online, so we're gonna say hi to them because
Yeah.
they all
You know they're
shy.
there.
They're all
I
shy.
I wonder if
Hi,
I wonder if my
family.
mom
We'll
managed
drag
to
you out of the
dabble in.
closet.
Hello, Steiger. Hello, the points.
Oh no.
Enough.
Huh?
Your family?
My family? They, well, maybe
Maybe.
there is
Wow.
some, maybe there is some of my family, but that would be surprising.
Hello, Townsend.
A lot of people can't figure out how to turn on the comment box.
Does the dog have food and water? No, of course not.
Oh, no,
Why would-
I fed him.
Plantains.
We're short of water and food. Why would we feed the dog?
I fed him last week.
Told you that.
Yeah.
So, hey,
He ate all the cookies.
well, yeah, that too, right? So then we had to be mad at him. So,
Yeah.
so.
Cutting our own hair. Okay, so Maria
I
has
do.
cut Harold's hair. Paul is up next. I have cut my hair. I mean, you've seen how I cut my own hair. It's a very good way. A woman who wants who want a bob like this, like where it's shorter in the back and longer in the front. You just put a tail up like this, like a thing like this, and then you just cut it here, and naturally
Naturally,
it will
it cuts
just
uneven.
Naturally,
Naturally.
you will just look like Nikke. That's it.
exactly. Who wouldn't want that, right?
Oh, yeah. I always cut my hair myself, so together with Luca, we have the same hairdresser. So
Luca does yours. You do Lucas.
no, I do both.
Oh. Okay.
All right. So, any more questions,
What did
or
we miss?
I don't know how long we're supposed to keep this up. I guess at some point people will be like, "Yeah, you guys are just."
Yeah, well, you can throw out a lot of questions now since it was hellos before.
Okay, put some questions out now. Otherwise, we're gonna go offline right now.
See how scared
Man,
the Germans can
see,
be?
that's how I know Nikke. Okay.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
They said you could stream
4.
as long as you want.
How,
Three,
Maria, how, oh, well, now
two,
they're coming, okay.
1.
So, Maria, how did you learn welding?
I learned welding through an engineer friend of mine.
The
When
questions
I-
are just
When I
coming
sailed back
back.
on an old tall ship, the Picton Castle, I used to sail on, and my friend Phil Niederman taught me how to weld originally. And then just picked up the.
And yes, you can make batter from plantains. Mix it
Yeah.
with beer, it's really good.
Oh
Maria
yeah.
never lets her head
That is
on,
a
that's not
shame.
true. She sometimes does. How old is Luca?
It's a waste of beer.
How old is Luca?
I don't
Luca
know my hair
is
now.
11.
There you go.
Where are we? Viveros, Panama, Pearl Islands. Can Maria dance? Oh yes.
Ooh, let me
yeah.
tell you.
Was geht? Was geht? Ich sag's dir ganz konkret. Let's dance now. Okay. Who wants to dance?
So who's dancing? Who's
Could you
singing?
please guys? Best place to store boats in hurricane season. Cost, value, safety, ease of sourcing supplies and parts. Well, like you mean like where? Panama
Oh.
doesn't have hurricanes, so come down here and just put your boat at anchor. You're fine.
Questions.
Wie alt ist Luca? 11? Does
you guys
anyone
have
of
any-
you guys still have any?
Diesel's holding
Alright,
up good.
then.
We have a good black market.
Anybody has an apartment?
No.
Well, Harold does, and Isla Mujeres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my house.
Yep.
No.
I usually, when I go home, I stay with my parents, so.
No.
So Maria doesn't have an apartment.
No,
Paul doesn't have an apartment. I don't have
We
an
I have
apartment.
family
We have family,
apartment- family
luckily.
couches. Family couches.
Yeah, the coach serves.
How
Don't
is
get hit
Carlos-
by any more rough
How is
waves.
Carlos
Yeah,
bottom?
rogue waves. Yeah.
That's so indiscreet, right?
Am I
So-
gonna venture across the Pacific? Possibly.
You know
Really?
my
Not
jellyfish
sure.
story. No, I remember.
How's Carl's bottom?
That's,
He
you-
does need anti-fouling. Yeah. Can you send one over, please? Like, I need 2 gallons. Can I keep any kind of schedule during this crazy time? Eating, sleeping, exercise. Well, for us, basically, life isn't very different right now. So it's actually what we always have to try and stay sane in our partially isolation kind of thing, I guess.
This is what I don't.
We don't really have routines, but if you, I mean, I guess the day looks like that: getting up, having coffee, checking internet shit, and then go for a swim, or the other way around. And then often we just
That was for delayed shit.
oh. Then we go for paddles, explore. Then often we just meet in the evenings to do stuff like cooking, drinking, dancing, playing music. And then we always do stuff somehow. Sometimes we don't do anything.
I have to
Sometimes
say,
we just
it
lay in
never
the boat
gets
and watch
bored. Never
Netflix.
getting bored. Never.
So
Luca's in the back. He's hiding over here.
is there
Yeah,
seawater
don't even
shriveling
look
up,
at it.
slowing up your foot healing? I'm not sure if the seawater is slowing it up. Maybe there's some bacteria in there. Somebody told me now, so I'm not sure. I think the seawater is not very bad for it, but I don't know. What did you do between school and sailing with Carl?
Ooh,
Work,
work.
work, and
You
work, and
work?
work. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Sucks,
Like,
huh?
work, office. I used to work in medium-sized company, running working in marketing. In the end, running the marketing department, which is okay, like office job. What did you still get
Nothing
bothered?
changed.
Do you still get bothered about passages? I do sometimes, but I'm definitely getting better. And with crew, I don't really worry too much. He said, are you planning to do this again? You mean a live feed? Yeah, I think this is fun. We should do this
Yeah,
again.
we
It
can
is
try it
fun.
again
It
if
is
you
fun,
guys
yeah.
want it.
Absolutely.
Just leave us a thumbs up or something, and we'll totally
if
do
you
this
guys
again.
really scream for it, we're going for it. So
We might take you to the beach next time.
that might be. Take him
What
to the
is the
beach.
jellyfish story? Oh, that jellyfish story. Oh my god, yeah. We'll leave that for next time. Next
Yeah.
time, Maria will tell you
Yeah.
the crazy man-o-war jellyfish story, how she nearly died. Cuxhaven? Cool. Cool, somebody lived in Lüneburg.
Which one?
SV Flying Spirit. I guess it's Lunenburg.
Lunenburg.
You're Lunenburg. Did you guys actually know that Maria's from Lunenburg and I'm from Lüneburg? That's pretty intense.
That's the areas. Yeah.
Do we guys like beers?
No way, man.
Is that a
No.
serious question?
What am I drinking?
Huh? There was once a policeman comes to my car and said, "Are you drinking?" And I said, "What the fuck does it look like?"
Hey! This goes to Zurich. Post.
Okay, that was maybe beep beep.
We're all beach bums. Okay. Ciao to Italy.
Italia, benvenuto.
What's this guy about the exit 171 says Luca lives on the 11th floor and now he says he lives on the 2nd floor.
Oh, because he jumped.
Oh!
I got you.
Maria's hair is looking really long. Ken James. Do
Right?
you know Ken James?
It needs to be. Who am I gonna ask? And if it would only be my father, I'd ask for the haircut. Nika has done it before.
Oh.
My friend Kathy once dyed my hair and then
I got your head.
oops.
Oops.
Oh, somebody just
You don't do
reminded
that
us
with
that the cooler looks empty, so maybe
Mm.
I should do something.
I have
like
lost
that.
a GoPro, that's true. I've lost a GoPro. I replaced that one and I actually got a GoPro 7 the other day, but I haven't really used it much because I haven't been filming, so.
Ah, that was about the song. Luca is living, I don't know, in the second
My
floor.
name is Luca.
He's living. That's what it is.
Oh,
My
that's
name
what
is
it-
Luca. He's living
No,
on
no,
the.
no, no,
I'm living on the whatever
Yeah.
floor.
That was Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the Ambrolia,
Lucas
that is, I
too.
think.
Yeah, that's.
You got
Yeah.
killed, did you?
Yeah.
Judy, come
Do I
on,
follow
stop.
any other sailing
What's going on?
channels? I do occasionally. I mean, I check what people are up to. I probably should do it more. I love Ran, obviously, and Sailing Uma and Atticus I watch every now and then. And as I said, the Winded Hippie, the Holly Girl, she just anchored next year. Magic Carpet I like too.
Magic carpet.
Oh.
Sailing Magic Carpet.
Well, when the waves get really high, I would like to have a magic carpet.
Howard's
so-
channel, obviously. And Shaft I watch every now and then. But I don't really watch too many sailing videos because, you know, when you're out here
Right.
sailing, then
We
usually you
gotta
don't
save our
do that.
stuff for next time, no?
Okay. Is Maria still doing charters? Maybe eventually she will start again. Right now it's a little difficult with all the borders being crossed and no traveling available.
You have to pile your questions.
Have,
Huh?
have I stopped counting lonely sailors' marriage proposals? I don't get that many.
I'm not sure if
seriously.
we're entertaining
She
you
got
or we're
two of
entertaining
me,
you're
so-
entertaining us at this point because
I
we're all
think so
kind of
too,
like
yeah.
this is like really nothing we've been able to have in a long time.
Yeah,
We
there's so
haven't
much.
talked to
We're like,
people.
oh, there's actually other people out there that
people
we
out
can
there.
talk to. We don't have to talk to each other.
So, actually, you know, guys, like every time she cooks, I'm actually proposing to her. So.
Yeah.
She's cooking fantastic.
Alrighty, so. How was Maria's tour on the research vessel?
It's fantastic. Lovely ship to work with. Great people. The crew is fantastic. If things open up again, I'll probably be most likely heading back up that way for the time frame. But it was really love making science happen.
I know we probably don't have enough beer for another live channel. That's why we just ordered some.
Well, that's why
from
we have to stop the
Cornell's.
live channel. I think we're running out of
Tomorrow,
it.
7 o'clock, they're coming.
We just heard from Barry like a second ago. He said hello.
Barry just said hello?
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah,
Barry,
I
we
know.
miss you. Where are you? Remember, this was where we last saw each other. This is where we left off. Is the water clear? Warm? It's actually been really cold lately.
Yeah.
Like 25 Celsius or
Not
something
even,
instead of like, or maybe 23 Celsius.
Yeah,
It was
really cold.
freezing.
Yeah.
And it's fairly murky because of all the disturbance from the tides and all the currents. So
It's technically
It's-
descending
sometimes
into
when
four
we go
drunks on a
spear
boat.
fishing, we would actually run into the rock with our spear.
I like to comment it's descending into 4 drunks on a boat. It's technically 3 drunks because my father doesn't drink. He doesn't.
Yeah, it's only
He just
3.
loves to watch the show.
And Luca isn't drunk either. So.
Are we ready to sing now?
All right.
Maybe not
I
quite
think we're ready
yet.
to. No, I don't know.
We would have to think about now it's already sorry, I can't even talk anymore. Think about a song that we can play.
All right, we got our questions.
Okay. So I think
Yeah.
I think look, we're doing this for an hour now. I think. How about?
You guys all sing a song for us.
Have we heard from Barry? Yeah, Barry's in New Zealand.
In
Yeah.
New Zealand.
In the New Zealand.
That's tricky. That's
Oh, look, there's Hendrik! Yay! Sister Love True Colors! This is my
That was
sister's
saucy,
husband.
girl.
Just sent me a message
Hi,
from my
Barry.
sister. Love you too! That's so cool.
So,
Okay.
I've been getting secret sister messages on the side. I won't.
yeah.
The secret ones, like what?
No, she just wanted to jump in the whole network. So she's like, oh, I love you guys.
The dance. Okay, does anybody want to do a dance or a song?
What kind of dance would you like?
Okay.
Oh, you got
Harold,
one.
Harold can dance.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Oh! I'm not
No.
I'm not sure
No?
for you.
No.
Oh,
No.
no.
How about roses are red, violets are blue, toilet paper's white, but not when you're through. That's for Corona.
I think that was a good final statement. I think that's where we're gonna leave it at. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay safe, healthy, and sane. And thank you so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun. I think we're gonna do this again.
Live
because-
feeds. Live feeds.
Live
Live
feeds.
feeds. Live feeds.
See you soon, guys.
Love
Thanks
in
for
the China
joining.
Corona.
Everyone's
Love in the
hello.
China
Bye. How did I switch this off?
I don't know.
It's over there somewhere.
This is